Hi you guys, so I am so excited for this video. I love talking about postpartum and pregnancy and just working out and exercises to do. At least when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I don't even know where to start or what to do, and it was really hard to find information on the internet just because everything was so contradicting. I do want to say though, I'm not a pelvic floor specialist. I am not a postpartum specialist either. So I would recommend speaking to your doctor before you try any of these exercises. I'm just gonna kind of walk you through what I did and what worked for me. Before we get right into the exercises, I just wanted to do a little anatomy lesson on our core muscles and why it's important to train your entire core and not just your rectus abdominals. Because I feel like that's what most people think of when they think about core training, is just getting that six-pack, but it is so much deeper than just having a six-pack. Having a strong abdominal region can help with your pelvic floor, lower back pain, and just more stabilization all around. Because I completely lost my butt when I was pregnant. It just went flat and then it got really wide, and that is because I did not have enough core muscles to support my back, so my posture was terrible because my belly was real big, you know, my body couldn't really support it, so my pelvic region kind of tucked under because of how my posture was and things like that. So this is kind of how I helped correct that after pregnancy and what core stabilization exercises I did. Some women get abdominal separation when they are pregnant, and I got a little bit. I don't think mine was so severe that it was considered diastasis recti. I always pronounce that wrong. Obviously, when you are pregnant, your ab muscles are growing and they are stretching a lot in order to support your baby. So with that being said, we have 4 different parts to our abdominal region. We have our rectus abdominals, then we also have our obliques on the side, and then our transverse abdominals. And our transverse abdominals are what supports our lower back, our pelvic region, and all of that. So that's kind of why core stability is so important. And this is important regardless of whether or not you are pregnant. Even if you don't ever plan on being pregnant, men, everyone should be training their core muscles. I will say though, there were 2 main things that really helped me, and this is when I started seeing the biggest difference when I would train, and that is breath work. Learning how to control my breath and learning how to breathe properly has made such a huge difference. I was constantly breathing through my chest, and that caused a lot of rib flare for me. I'm still working on correcting my rib flare. That's something that I'll talk about in a different video, but when I learned to breathe through my belly instead of my chest and learning to control my breath through the movements, that is when you are gonna target the muscles that you need to target, and it's gonna help a lot with your mind to muscle connection. That muscle memory is a very real thing, or to compare their journey to my journey or someone else's journey, just because everyone is so different. I was training 2 years, for 2 years very, very consistently in the gym when I found out I was pregnant. So I had already had a history of going to the gym. I knew what exercises worked for me, I knew what exercises I liked, and I was pretty well educated in that area. So during pregnancy and postpartum, I could apply my knowledge that I learned over 2 years and kind of use that through my pregnancy journey as well as my postpartum journey. So please do not compare your journey to anyone else's. If you are starting from scratch, it's going to be completely different. Whereas if you had been active in the gym and you kind of already knew what you were doing, you will probably see results faster. And take your time with this, because this is not something that can be rushed at all, and you don't want to hurt yourself or cause more damage by trying to rush these exercises and things like that. So if you do have any pain, please don't perform these, and speak with your doctor, and also make adjustments. Like if you can't fully do an exercise, there are ways that you can kind of adjust that exercise to fit yourself. For the first core exercise, we're gonna do toe taps. And I learned this trick the other day, and it's completely changed the way that I do toe taps. So you're gonna take, I only have a foam roller, but if you have a yoga block, those work a little bit better, but only thing we got here is a foam roller, so we're gonna make do with it. Basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna place it under your back, and then just lay, oh, this is not gonna work with the mic, let's see. This just helps more stability and things on your lower back, so you can more so target your core rather than worrying about your lower back. So you don't have to have this. For me, it's just easier. So I just put it right under my back, and then you're gonna wanna lift your feet up, keep your hands by your side, and then make sure your core is engaged at all times, and roll your shoulders back if you're like me and you have terrible posture. And then you just lower your legs. You can tap. If you can't fully tap lightly and go back up, then feel free to just leave it there for a second and just make sure your core is still engaged, and then bring it back up, and then bring the other foot down, and then bring that one back up and down and up. So that's the first exercise. I don't know why I got up like that. For exercise number 2, we're gonna be going with bird dogs. I love bird dogs. So there's a couple different ways that you can perform these. It's really just based on your comfort level. So we're gonna start off with doing one that's more simple, and then we can kind of add a little crunch in. So I'll show you how to do either variation. So what you're gonna do, you're just gonna get on all fours, and then make sure your core is engaged as well. And then you're gonna wanna go opposite arm, opposite leg, just straight back. So you can just go ahead and switch sides now. And you can also just hold this for a few seconds if you feel comfortable, and then bring it back down, and then just continue to do that. I typically do these for about 30 seconds. And this is how you can add the crunch in if you want to do that. And then you just bring both in, and then you go out, and then back down, and then same with this side, out, in, out, and then back down. So that's a few different variations that you can do with that exercise. Again, whichever one you are comfortable with. For the third exercise, we're gonna be doing mountain climbers. I also love these. So you're gonna start off and just go in an upper plank position, and then make sure your core is also engaged, and you're just gonna wanna go 1 foot up, and then just basically bring those legs up for another 30 seconds. This one is also another one of my favorites. It is a reverse plank. I don't know if that is the technical name for it, but that's what I call them. So you'll basically just get in a plank position but reversed. So you want your arms to face toward the rest of your body, and then make sure you brace your core and lift up, and you can keep your legs back like this, and then you're just gonna lift up, down, up, down. But if you have like shoulder or elbow problems, you can also just go right on your forearms, put the leggies down, embrace that core, lift up, and then you can also do little crunches like that. So yeah, that is another variation. Another huge game changer for me as well, because I was focusing on a lot of like lifting weights. I just gotta lift heavier and I'll get my dream body type thing, which is not true. Once I started incorporating more Pilates movements and body weight movements, that's when my body really started to transform, because I was using my body weight and I was really learning that mind to muscle connection, and it does wonders. So I'm gonna show you guys a few other more Pilates-esque movements that I like to do as well. So this one targets the glutes and the abs. So you're gonna wanna lay all the way down on your back, and then get into a glute bridge position. Make sure your core is engaged and go on your tippy toes. And then you're basically just gonna take 1 foot up, lift it, lift it. This next one is kind of similar to the last one. So you're just gonna get in the same position, same glute bridge position. Make make sure that core is engaged and ready to go. And then keep those hands tucked, shoulders back. And then you're just gonna stick one of your legs out straight and lift it up. So it's kind of like a leg lift, glute bridge type thing going on here. My core was not engaged on that one. Okay, now we're good. Pew. And then switch sides. I'm out of breath. Never underestimate body weight exercises, okay? I'm not even gonna lie. I was in my like toxic gym culture mindset and I was like, the only thing that's gonna work for me is with lifting weights and I gotta lift as heavy as, no, that's not true. You can do body weight movement, and honestly, body weight movement, arguably, in my opinion, is harder than lifting weights, 100%. You're also gonna wanna get in another plank position. So just like this, and then you're just gonna do a little crisscross. So you're just gonna cross this leg over and up, over and up, over and up, over and up, and switch sides, over and up, over and up. Those are some of the main exercises that I incorporate almost every single day to my workout routine, and you can do them anywhere. You don't even need to have a yoga mat or the yoga block that I showed in this video. You can do all of these without any equipment, because I totally understand it's hard to make time for the gym, especially when you're a mom and you have so much going on. So even just doing these for like 10 to 15 minutes a day, 30 seconds each, if you can get one round in, that's better than zero. So really just go at your pace and what is comfortable for you. I hope this helped. I personally started working out again when I was 6 weeks postpartum, and I really wish I would have focused on more core stability in the beginning, because I didn't. I actually jumped right into lifting weights and it did not work out very well. And as I learned more about core stability, that's really when I started seeing my body transform more after pregnancy, and I lost the mom pooch that everyone talks about, and I started seeing my glute growth again. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. If you guys do have any questions postpartum, or if you just want to chat, my DMs are always open. But I'll see you guys next week.